There are moments when life keeps moving, but your soul doesn't. You're still showing up, still praying, still believing, at least in theory. But inside, everything feels slow, heavy, delayed. You're not in crisis. You're not falling apart. You're just tired of keeping up, tired of trying to match a pace that doesn't feel human, tired of faith being described as strength, momentum, confidence, when all you feel is quiet endurance. Some days, it's not doubt that weighs on you. It's pressure. The pressure to be okay already. The pressure to move on faster. The pressure to trust harder, pray louder, believe more convincingly. And when you don't, you wonder if something is wrong with you. You hear stories of instant breakthroughs, bold faith, dramatic change, while your own journey feels painfully slow, step by step, day by day. Sometimes, not even that. You may not say it out loud, but the question sits there quietly. Why does it take me so long to move forward? You're not running from God. You haven't stopped believing, but you're walking carefully. And somewhere along the way, faith began to feel like another place where you're behind where you should be, behind where others seem to be, behind the version of yourself you thought you'd become by now. Prayer hasn't disappeared, but it feels measured, restrained, slower than before. Not because you don't care, but because rushing hurts. If this is where you are, not lost, not rebellious, just moving gently because that's all you have, stay here for a moment. You don't need to accelerate. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to catch up. There is a kind of faith that doesn't push, a kind of presence that doesn't demand speed. And if God is with you at all, He is not standing ahead, waiting impatiently. He is walking where you are, at the pace you can manage today. What makes this kind of season difficult isn't that faith is gone. It's that it feels heavy to carry. You still believe, but belief now comes with effort. You still pray, but prayer feels quieter, slower, less certain. There is a specific tiredness that comes from continuing without clarity. Not exhaustion from doing too much, but fatigue from waiting while still trying to be faithful. You wake up with intention, but not energy. You move through your days doing what's necessary, yet inside, something feels stretched thin. It's the tension of wanting to trust God while also wishing things would move faster. You may feel frustrated with yourself for not being stronger, for not being more confident, for needing rest when others seem to keep going. Sometimes the ache isn't dramatic. It's subtle, a quiet discouragement, a low-level heaviness that never fully leaves, a sense that you are always catching your breath spiritually. You don't feel far from God, but you don't feel carried either. You're doing your best to stay present, yet part of you wonders how long this careful walking will last. There are moments when comparison slips in, not loudly, just enough to sting. Others seem to move with certainty. Their faith looks decisive, energetic, assured. Yours feels cautious, measured, slow. And even though no one says it, you feel the unspoken expectation. Move forward already. But what you're carrying right now doesn't respond to pressure. This isn't rebellion. This isn't weakness. It's weariness that has learned to move gently. And that can feel confusing because no one teaches you how to have faith when strength is limited. You might ask yourself if something is broken inside you, if this slower pace means you're doing something wrong. But the truth is, this kind of tiredness often comes from staying, from remaining faithful even when enthusiasm has faded, from choosing not to quit, even when everything in you wants rest more than progress. When life slows down like this, silence often follows. Not the peaceful kind, the uncomfortable kind, the kind where prayers don't stop, but answers don't arrive either. You're still speaking to God, yet heaven feels quiet in return, and silence is hard because it invites interpretation. You start wondering what it means, if it means God is distant, if it means you missed something, if it means you're not listening well enough. But silence does not automatically mean absence. There are seasons when God does not respond with movement, because movement is not what the soul needs most. Silence can feel like being overlooked, but often it is the space where formation happens. Nothing dramatic, nothing loud, just a steady, unseen work beneath the surface. In these moments, faith isn't about receiving direction, it's about remaining present. You may not feel guided, but you are still being held. God's silence is not a test of endurance, and it is not punishment for weakness. It is often an invitation to release the idea that faith must always feel active. Sometimes God stays quiet because He is allowing your pace to be enough. No rushing, no pushing, no pressure to become more than you are today. Silence removes the illusion that growth only happens when something changes externally. Instead, it reveals something quieter, God shaping trust without urgency. And while the world measures progress by speed, God measures it by presence, remaining, walking, staying close, even when nothing feels resolved. If you're in a season where God feels silent, it doesn't mean He stepped away. It may mean He is walking beside you, matching your steps, letting you breathe, not ahead, not behind, with you. This is where Psalm 23 enters, not as an explanation, not as a lesson, but as companionship. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. These words don't rush you forward. They don't demand speed or certainty. They describe a relationship that moves with care. A shepherd does not pull the sheep, he walks. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. Notice the rhythm. Nothing here is forced. Nothing is hurried. Rest comes before direction. Stillness comes before movement. The psalm doesn't say God drives you forward. It says He leads. And leading implies awareness of terrain, of weakness, of pace. He restores my soul. Restoration is not acceleration, it is repair. It happens slowly, gently, often unnoticed while it's happening. You may feel behind, but the shepherd is not measuring your journey by distance covered. He is watching your condition. Even though I walk through the valley, walk, not run. The valley is not a place to conquer quickly. It is a place to pass through carefully. And the shepherd does not increase the pace there. He stays close. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Comfort is not instruction, it is presence. Psalm 23 doesn't promise instant relief. It promises companionship at a human pace, a God who does not shame slowness, a shepherd who does not outpace the wounded. If today your faith feels measured, cautious, gentle, this psalm does not correct you. It walks with you, and that alone begins to shift something inside. Not everything, just enough. For a moment, let everything slow down. You don't need to solve anything right now. You don't need to understand where this season is leading. Just allow your breathing to settle. Inhale slowly, exhale without effort. There is no urgency here. Psalm 23 speaks of still waters, not rushing streams. Stillness is not emptiness, it is permission. Permission to rest without explanation. Permission to pause without guilt. If your body feels tense, notice it without trying to change it. If your thoughts feel crowded, let them pass without chasing them. You are not being evaluated in this moment. You are not being measured by progress. The shepherd does not hurry rest. He makes you lie down, not because you earned it, but because you need it. Allow the weight you've been carrying to loosen slightly. You don't have to set it down completely, just enough to breathe. If your faith feels fragile today, it is still faith. If your trust feels quiet, it is still trust. Nothing is required of you in this space except presence. Green pastures are not places of achievement. They are places of recovery. And recovery happens when the soul feels safe enough to stop moving. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw unclench. Let the pace of this moment be gentle. God is not waiting for you to be ready. He is already here, walking with you, resting with you. At the pace you can manage today, stay here a little longer. If this moment met you quietly, there is no need to rush away from it. Some seasons are not meant to be concluded quickly. They are meant to be walked, slowly, faithfully. Psalm 23 does not finish with resolution. It finishes with presence. I will dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. Not after everything is fixed, not once the pace improves, but all the days, including the slow ones. If today felt heavy, let this truth remain with you. God is not asking you to move faster than your soul allows. Faith is not proven by speed. It is revealed by staying. And staying looks different in different seasons. Sometimes it looks like confidence. Sometimes it looks like endurance. And sometimes it looks like careful, quiet steps taken one day at a time. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are not disappointing God by moving gently. The shepherd does not abandon the slow. He walks with them. If this psalm met you where you are, remain close. These moments are not isolated. They are part of a longer walk. Return when you need to. Listen again when the pace feels heavy. These psalms are not pushing you forward. They are walking with you, one step, one breath, one day at a time. Stay near.